Stars of Little People, Big World. Matt and Amy Roloff are in a delicate relationship that is in the Cold War stage. Despite the fact that they have both moved on and found other relationships, Amy has already wed Chris Marek. Matt will marry Karen Chandler. During the Cold War, which pitted the United States of America against the Soviet Union, both countries employed dubious strategies, such as high-level espionage. Matt and Amy's conflict is cold indeed now that they've moved past the intense altercation that precipitated their shocking breakup. All of Matt and Amy's Cold War exchanges demonstrate that although life moves on, people evolve, and even the most heated dispute may lessen. The hurt sentiments always remain. Although it costs them, they are courteous. Matt was usually the cooler customer, but he's more at ease with their new dynamic. Amy is sensitive. Matt left her, and it was she who was wounded. They make a commendable effort to coexist in the aftermath of memories that occasionally rush back, but their true emotions, which are deep and suppressed, come through. There's animosity. Matt puts on a tough exterior because he must. If he allowed more warmth to seep into his connection with Amy, he may have to face the unsaid truth of how completely he shattered her. Amy's hopes were dashed and her heart was shattered by Matt. He developed feelings for Karen, a worker at Roloff Farms. It's plausible that Karen is a gold digger. It's also possible that the patriarch of the Roloff family is being duped. But Matt is a very smart man. He withdraws into civility and periodically complains about Amy behind her back, in the vein of the Cold War. In these light and throwaway remarks, Matt's genuine emotions come out. He is letting his fury out when he makes jokes about Amy's propensity of leaving drawers open with Chris, her new husband. Matt upsets Amy's relationship when Chris intervenes. Amy is unable to tolerate Matt and Chris's bromance since it is so Cold War era. She becomes agitated by it. Subtly inciting unrest was the main goal of the Cold War. Amy acts in a similar manner. Still, when she needs to let her hair down, she's more likely to turn to her kids. By being so close to her kids, she could unintentionally be making Matt's life more difficult. As Amy is the one who is warmer, the youngsters rely on her. Amy is capable of showing affection in reassuring and nurturing ways. For example, she will cook and tend to an adult child's medical needs. When Zach experienced severe headaches due to shunt problems, Amy was there for him. Matt found himself abandoned. Before they were married, Matt and Amy didn't know one another well. Her desire was to have had more information about her spouse before being married. They moved quickly, and soon they were joined by wonderful children who just contributed to the daily tension. Like any double spy, Matt was not entirely honest. He had formerly had a tendency to pursue women. Matt experimented with cocaine as well. Maybe Matt was never meant to be Amy's true love, as a secretive bad boy. One of the most heinous crimes of the Cold War was Matt's choice to put up a portion of Roloff Farms for sale rather than giving it to his children or leaving it to them to inherit upon his death. This looked particularly cold-blooded to Zach, who seemed to view it as the ultimate betrayal. Amy felt the same way about it. Matt stated he never made any promises to anyone. Is this accurate, or is this simply a little bit of espionage? Does he lie to influence public opinion? It's not insurmountable. Matt may be spreading misinformation a la Soviet Union. Two-faced agent Matt's facade was exposed. Now, everyone is aware that he is a single, avaricious man who is all about the Benjamins. At this point in his life, he's even said that he's looking out for himself and needs some solace and tranquility. It's fancy, which is why he's creating a really accessible rancher home. While Karen and Matt argue arrogantly about home design details, Amy and Matt's children harbor resentment. Not that Matt was actually on their side. It's possible that things may improve and Matt will accept his shortcomings rather than continuing to defend every dubious and self-serving move. Maybe Zach will accept that Matt doesn't owe him anything. It will be a sign of maturity. Amy might create more of an emotional space between herself and Matt and Karen and fully appreciate life with Chris. She could also tone down the bullying. Yet Little People, Big World, the promising venture, may be destroyed by these well-considered choices. Little People, Big World followers have been constantly criticizing Audrey Roloff for her conceited behavior. When Audrey began dating 34-year-old former reality star Jeremy Roloff, the son of Matt and Amy Roloff, she entered the Little People, Big World community. The couple welcomed a daughter, Ember Jean, age 6, and two sons, Bo James, age 4, and Radley Knight, age 2, into their family after getting married in 2014. Audrey Roloff announced the arrival of their fourth child, a daughter named Mirabella May Roloff, on Monday. Audrey has been receiving a lot of criticism from fans, despite the fact that she has swiftly become a favorite. With almost 1.6 million Instagram followers, Audrey has one of the largest followings of any Little People Big World celebrity. Online criticism of Audrey is nothing new, mostly because of her constant updates about her life as a wife and mother, which some followers find needless. Most of Audrey's supporters don't like the contentious captions and know-it-all viewpoints that frequently accompany her postings about her family. Audrey consistently shares identical information, though, which is a tendency that exposes her conceited personality despite the complaints. As a result of her frequent postings on social media about her family, her businesses, and herself, Audrey has gained recognition throughout the years as a social media influencer. Though some of Audrey's postings, which provide updates on her family, are appreciated by her supporters, Audrey has a history of oversharing information that is typically unnecessary and humble bragging about her life. Audrey said in a caption for a family photo she shared on Instagram in January 2023 that people should put off making New Year's resolutions until April because it would feel more realistic. Fans of Audrey's post criticized her harshly, pointing out that no one asked her about her resolutions and that it was superfluous for her to say when others should set their own. A few months prior, however, many of Audrey's supporters were displeased by her post when she boasted about managing all of her responsibilities as a mother. Audrey posted a photo of herself cuddling her little Radley along with a note on how she always completes all of the tasks on her to-do list, which includes working gym, doing chores around the house, throwing parties, and preparing meals at home. Fans of Little People Big World may learn a lot about Audrey's life activities via her extensive Instagram feed, which has over 2,576 posts. But because Audrey constantly brags about things or purposefully stirs up controversy, the majority of her postings frequently get harsh criticism from her fan base. Audrey used Instagram to record the family vacation to Hawaii for her followers. Audrey boasted that she and Jeremy had visited Maui 5 times, staying for several weeks each time, and that it had become their favorite destination. She showed off photos of herself, Jeremy, and their children. A lot of fans were quick to point out that Audrey was ignoring the fact that most fans are on a tight budget. A single trip may cost thousands of dollars, and many families find it difficult to afford vacations because of their work. Audrey celebrated going on 52 dates with Jeremy in just a year. But she didn't simply keep going. She went above and above. Audrey posted a montage of different photos and videos from their dates on Instagram once more, along with a description of everything they did. She concluded by saying that couples should devote as much time and energy into their relationships as she and Jeremy did. On social media, Audrey isn't afraid to share pictures of her kids, unlike other women on reality TV. Audrey's posts have occasionally caused admirers to doubt Audrey's maternal obligations, albeit some of them have backfired horribly. Audrey tweeted a photo of herself holding Ember and giving her a kiss on the lips 2 months after the birth of her first child, Ember. In spite of her newborn baby's lack of headgear, fans saw that Audrey was wearing a hat to shield her head and ears from the bitter cold. Fans swiftly chastised Audrey, questioning why she put her child's safety last and put her own picture taking convenience first. After taking a year off from social media to disconnect, Audrey returned to Instagram in 2019 and within weeks was subjected to mom shaming. Although Ember was turned away from the camera, Audrey shared a photo of the little child holding her when they were on a Hawaiian beach. It was clear that Ember was naked. In the picture, a good portion of her nude behind was visible. Fan questions about why Audrey would be posting her baby's behind online and what Audrey believed Ember would say about her mother's choice soon swamped Audrey's Instagram comments section. Though Audrey has faced backlash from followers over a number of her Instagram posts, she hasn't replied to any of them in the same manner that she did when she addressed a post in which she put her husband Jeremy under pressure. Following a workout with Jeremy, Audrey shared a photo of herself and her partner on social media, writing, "I'm grateful that I married a man who doesn't play video games, watch football, golf, or care about cars unless they are older than 1970. Despite Amy's attempt to portray Jeremy as a laid-back guy with specific interests and pastimes, the post had the opposite impact. Fans of Amy's post instantly became interested in her post, pointing out how dull Amy made her spouse appear, and how judgmental Amy sounded about the interests of other guys. A few fans also questioned Audrey's reasoning for believing that a husband's interests should not diverge from those of his wife, and they asked the Little People Big World actress to get off her high horse. Audrey removed the post, stating that the comments underneath it had become inappropriate, as the critiques were becoming too much to handle. This episode exemplifies Audrey's tendency to get into difficulties due to her conceit and arrogant attitude.